Hi, we are Team PEBCAC, formerly known as Team 22, and today we'll be giving you a deep dive on our project, Kaimono. Kaimono is a revolutionary shopping app. To first start, we can introduce the team. So first, I'm Varun. I was a co-lead on this project, and worked on the CI/CD pipeline, the documentation, and just the overall development of the project. Something that I'd say I'm proud of is our team's ability to work together and really get everything done on time and in our short time span. Our project looks really cool, and I really like that. I think that something that we can improve on, or something I can improve on beyond my scope in this class, is that even though I think I have good time management skills, there's always room for improvement, as we can see, and you should not procrastinate and try to get as much work done as possible. So that's something I think I can improve on in my.
Hi, my name is Mustansir, and I worked on the organizational tasks for the team and building the CI/CD pipeline. I'm really proud of the pipeline because it was completely new for me, and I got to explore an entirely new aspect of software engineering that I had never explored before. Something I can improve upon beyond just this class would be my ability to organize code in different files for more effective development. Overall, this was a really great project, and I'm really happy that I got to take part of it.
Hi, I'm Jack. I worked on configuring the CI pipeline and set up ESLint, JS, and Puppeteer. I also worked on the UI and collaborated with the backend team to develop the CRUD methods. I'm proud of the communication within our team. Everyone was willing to seek out for help and proactively work on the task. I think I could have made the CI pipelines and tool more intuitive so other teammates could have had an easier time with testing and linting the code and potentially integrating more CI tools into the pipeline.
Hello, my name is Paul. I was on the front end team of the project. In the beginning, I worked on setting up structuring the CSS and HTML files. I worked with many other front end teammates with integrating their code with the rest of the front end code. I made sure to fix any bugs and tidied up and documented a lot of code to make sure it was simple, organized, and readable. Lastly, near the end of the project, I worked on various tweaks to the UI, such as color and spacing. I'm very proud that we were able to integrate so many other features that were not initially required. One thing I think that we could improve upon was organizing and documenting code as it was being developed instead of a little bit later on.
Hi, my name is Steven, and I worked on the back end for the shopping and inventory lists. I was tasked with implementing the delete functions as well as some unit testing and end-to-end testing. One thing I'm happy about this quarter is that we worked really well as a team and we didn't really encounter many problems. And one thing I can improve upon in the future is to be more active in group meetings and to also communicate better.
Hi, my name is Subhas. My main contribution to the project was on front-end design, where I worked on the design and the layout of the home and about page. Additionally, I worked on the functionality of the menu and the navigation bar. I ensured the website was responsive and mobile friendly. What I really enjoyed about the project was working with a team that understands communication, and everybody was able to count on each other. What I could have done better would be taking an initiative. I procrastinated a bit and wished to complete my task earlier. I also wished we had more time to polish and make quality of life improvements for our website to make it aesthetically pleasing. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Yaoi, and I work on the backend development of the update feature, as well as a tester for the app. I am most proud of my update feature because this is my first project to develop something that have a user interface. Something that I can improve is getting better on the time management because during the project, I get overwhelmed by a lot of other classes I'm taking, and I really wish that I can improve that in the future.
Hi, my name is Anbun and I worked on the development of the CI/CD pipelines as well as design the HTML and CSS for the page. I'm most proud of our Kaimono web page because my team and I worked so hard and successfully built a useful smart shopping and inventory management web app for everyone as we planned. Something I can improve upon beyond just this class would be my ability to make decisions and solve problems.
Hi, my name is Zijian Su. I work on the development of the front end, such as the page style, page UI, Also, I wrote some JavaScript for the page interaction, such as the function for the button and the functions for the suggested list. I am proud that the idea about the suggested list was accepted by my team, and I successfully add this feature to our project. Something I can improve would be I need to get more used to using GitHub for more projects.
Hi, welcome to our GitHub repo. So in the README file, you see three links. The first one is to our team info. Basically, this is all of our team members and a little bit info on us. And this is our team logo. So next, this is a link to our website, Kaimono. And as you can see, this is the actual app and you can use it functionally on your own desktop as well. And finally, we have the JS documentation where we have the documentation for every methods in our project. So in terms of our folder structure, first let's start with specs. So in specs, we have all of our ADR, brainstorm, pitch, user surveys. Yeah, so everything related to our development process are in here. Then inside admin, we have all the branding CI pipeline. So how our pipeline is set up and the different phases and what changes that we made throughout the development process. And then we have the meeting notes where we will store every single meetings and what happened just so everyone can catch up if they do miss it or if they need a refresher on their meeting. And then we have miscellaneous, which is the rules, and finally videos where we have all of the video assignment for this project. And again, Team Andy is just info on every team member and our team logo. So finally, the source folder. This is where all of the metrics happens. We divided our folder into HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. We do have the docs folder for JS docs and also image for any image assets that we have. And finally, all of the configuration file for our CI tools. So like Bible, CSLin, so on. So yeah, next, I would do a quick demo on how to make a changes or how we would make a changes if we do on a normal development. So first, we will create a new issues. Here, title is something. So I already titled this dummy change. We're not actually gonna change anything because everything is good at the moment. So first we will have the title, assign it to someone. In this case, I'll assign to myself. Then label whichever label that fix the task, and then submit issue. Ideally, we would put a description as well. So like if we want to create a new method, we'll put the input of the method, what we are expecting to happen in the method, and any returns if we do plan to return, just so the developer actually know what to expect for the input and what to expect for the output. So we can submit the issues and then create a new branch. And yeah. So this is our folder. I do have a clone on my desktop, of course. So first I would fetch just to sure, and then check out to the branch. So the branch I created is 172. Check out 172. So I check out to that branch. Nothing was made to main. Every changes will be committed to a branch, and we will create a pull request just to ensure everything works before we actually make changes to the production site. So in this case, I'll just change add to create. This is just an example of how to make changes. In this case, since I'm not actually changing any functionality, I will not be creating a new test case for our JS or a new end-to-end test on Puppeteer. So yeah, but if we do make changes that does affect other functionality on the website, we will create a JS test and a Puppeteer test just to ensure that every other function still working properly and the changes is working as we expected. Then finally, we will commit it with like a descriptive message, but in this case, there isn't anything, so I'm just gonna say change wording for create document create method documentation, and I will commit it and sing it. So we do have our CI pipeline set up, so you will see in a bit that pull request right here. So I would create a pull request, write the actual changes just to make sure that whoever gonna review my code knows exactly what I changed and what to expect. So in this case, I didn't change a lot, so the title is sufficient. And myself, label bugs and document, and create a pull request. Yeah, and our CI will be running, right here. So during the meantime, I'll show you quickly in our CI. these are the instances that we have. We could run our ESLint, CSSLint, NGS, just to make sure that nothing goes wrong. And yeah, it does take some time, but I'm expecting this to be passed because I didn't actually change anything at all. And after that, I would assign whoever that I work with to review it first, and potentially the team lead or anyone that I think would these changes would affect to review them, just so that they will be notified and they will review my changes. And yes, we are looking for at least 4 approvals before we merge them to main. And ideally, after we merge into main, there will be no error and our page would automatically build and deploy to our website. Yeah, so that's it for the demo, and I'll pass it on to Varun to talk about the retrospective and potential development for the website.
Yeah, so thank you, Jack, for handing that off. So what we're going to talk about today is our agile processes that we went through during our project. So first off, what we implemented was our daily stand-ups. So in our Slack, in our team Slack, we had a bot called Sup, which asked us the 4 following questions every day, which says, what did I work on yesterday? What am I working on today? What issues are blocking me? And how are you feeling overall? What this allows us to do is it gives us the opportunity for everyone to answer and update what they worked on the previous day and what they'd want to work on in the next day, so that everyone's on top of their task and everyone knows what's happening between different groups and different parts of the project. We also implemented weekly stand-ups using Google Drive, which is what we use to update our TA, Navia, who represents the shareholders in our project. So every week we went over what we did during that week, and we also answered questions about the progress we were making during our project and what we'd want to do in the upcoming weeks. Another agile process that we went through were retrospective and sprint meetings. So we would first run a sprint meeting and understand what we'd want to get done from our roadmap in our development process for the next week. So we'd assign tasks for the front end and back end and different CSS people so that we were able to make progress during our week of development. After the week of development was over, we had a retrospective meeting about what we were mad, sad, and glad about, where members of our team were able to voice their concerns about what they liked, disliked, and what they wanted to improve upon in the last sprint, and how they wanted to take that and put that towards their next sprint. After that retrospective meeting, we'd conduct another sprint meeting and allow for these changes to be made so that we were able to get our development done on time throughout the next 3 weeks. We also did small software demonstrations for our TA, which represents our shareholders, which live in our admin videos. So those will be like the software demonstrations. Overall, some challenges and victories that the team faced throughout this project was that, like, initially the CI/CD pipeline was a challenge for us because we were new to the tools and we weren't very familiar with how they were to be implemented and what benefits they had for our project. Once we were able to determine the benefits that they had and how to properly integrate them, our building and development process came out a lot smoother and was more robust since we had clean code that was linted, and we were also able to run our automated testing using various tools like Jest and Puppeteer through our CI on GitHub Actions. Another challenge that we had was that we realized meeting over Zoom wasn't productive and we were getting a little off task and that we weren't focused. So our team had the benefit of working in person. We found that was a lot more efficient because we were able to discuss the various sections of the project with our team members, and we were able to go through thought processes and ask questions in a more personal environment and show what we were working on hands-on. Lastly, I think a challenge that we faced was that working in a big team is challenging. And so how we solved that was we really took into account those agile processes that Professor was really harping on, saying that we should do daily stand-ups and retrospective meetings and team meetings, because I think communication is extremely important in a big team, and making sure that everyone's on task and understands what's going on is really beneficial. So we were using those agile processes in terms of that. So I think I'll stop sharing here, but if we were given another quarter to work on this project, we should look towards implementing. Actually, I can show you on the website. We can do this. We would look towards implementing a smart suggestion list where users, once they put items in their shopping list or inventory list, would have the opportunity to see suggested items that are based on things that they frequently added. We'd also want to implement a remote database and user authentication so that users can access their data across different devices using an account that they have, and so that their data and shopping list is stored remotely. Another improvement that we would try to make if we had another quarter would be that we want to add more to our pipeline in terms of minification. and just overall automation to make sure our development goes smoother.